let's remember one thing, you touched on it. Ethereum hit a record high. Bitcoin hit a record high recently.
Yeah.
I did flip out of my Bitcoin exposure, and I'm in ETH now.
Crypto prices are coiling up, forming a launch pad, getting ready to reward the patient. The people who get really rich in crypto bull markets are the patient, the ones who stick with it, who stay in the market. We can take a look at on-chain data for Ethereum, for example, and see that whales, digital asset treasuries, Wall Street via the ETFs are all buying this dip hardcore, while wallets associated with retail are selling off. Follow the money. That's why it's so important to follow the money. This is what we try to show you here on Altcoin Daily, so make sure you subscribe to our channel. We post one video every day, keeping you informed on the entire cryptocurrency market. Wall Street, institutions, corporations, regular people like you and me are all realizing that they are grossly underexposed to crypto. 95% of the Bitcoin supply has been mined. 95% of investors don't own any Bitcoin. Ethereum has been surging in both price and narrative. Ethereum has a lower market cap than Bitcoin. Yet even less investors are exposed to Ethereum. Market Structure Bill Clarity Act is coming. Rate cuts are coming. Further adoption of this whole crypto industry is coming. I'm expecting a $150,000 Bitcoin price before the end of the year. Like truly, knowing what you know, don't you think this happens in the next few months, especially knowing that it's usually at the end of the year when Bitcoin and crypto really rallies? And I even think that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin over the next 3 to 6 months. Let's talk about why.
Bitcoin and Ethereum should probably sell off. Seasonality is a weak time of year for both of the top cryptocurrencies. But let's remember one thing, you touched on it. Ethereum hit a record high. Bitcoin hit a record high recently.
Yeah.
I did flip out of my Bitcoin exposure, and I'm in ETH now. And for me, I think you're going to see a real fast push in the last 2 months of the year, where these both can go much higher. Percentage basis, Ethereum will move more.
So who else notices that in the market right now, the broad consensus seems to be that September will be bearish for markets. September will be bearish for crypto. You know, historically speaking, September usually is bearish for crypto. However, we are in a bull market, and either way, Q4 is usually bullish for crypto. So a consolidation in September, in my opinion, would be a buying opportunity, a gift from the crypto gods. But since everybody seems to be thinking this, maybe the opposite will happen, or maybe something different will happen. And just like the beginning clip, I've been seeing a lot of comments asking, hey, should I buy more Ethereum? Should I sell my Bitcoin for Ethereum? It seems to me that a lot of the cryptocurrency industry is underexposed to Ethereum. Now, I wouldn't sell my Bitcoin for Ethereum. Just like Tom Lee, I'm bullish on them both, but Tom Lee is more bullish on Ethereum at this point in time, and we can understand why. I mean, Tom Lee right now, his company owns the most Ethereum in a digital asset treasury, but there are so many just continuing to accumulate millions of Ethereum. And the fact is, Wall Street likes Ethereum so much more than Bitcoin. Wall Street has never really loved investing in gold. Sure, gold's been a great investment, but Wall Street likes growth stock. Wall Street likes tech. Wall Street likes yield. Wall Street likes things like what Tom Lee is continuing to educate about. Wall Street loves that Ethereum has had 100% uptime since day one. The fact that layer 2s are scaling is catching the attention of Wall Street and finance and tech at the same time. Stablecoins truly are the chat GPT moment of crypto. The Genius Act has greenlit the stablecoin boom. Banks are now building in crypto. Wall Street is now tokenizing crypto, and they're largely choosing Ethereum. So Tom Lee is choosing Ethereum over Bitcoin. I'm bullish on them both. What do you think?
And Ethereum itself is 100% reliable. It has not had a single moment of downtime since inception. It's one of the few blockchains that has never been down. And then if you needed to do more things on Ethereum, you can build what they call layer 2s on top of it. So Ethereum is essentially infrastructure that now is catching the attention of two industries. The first is the financial sector. the stable coins became really viral, a breakaway product for crypto. And that's like the ChatGPT moment. There's $250 billion worth of stable coins. The vast majority of those are minted on Ethereum. Then the Genius Act was passed by this administration and this Congress, and that greenlighted the proliferation of stablecoins onto the blockchain. So banks are now building stablecoin products. That Treasury Secretary Besant thinks that could get to $4 trillion. That's exponential growth, burning gas on Ethereum. And then we have Project Crypto, which is the SEC wanting Wall Street to build on the blockchain. Now, all that collectively, from a Wall Street perspective, is like 1971 for the dollar. And what I mean by that is, in 1971, the dollar went off the gold standard. So in 1971, the dollar became synthetic. And gold was what people bought as a hedge against that synthetic dollar. So you had gold as the trade, and that would be the Bitcoin equivalent. But actually, the synthetic dollar is what created the rails for Wall Street to build all their future products. The futures, curves, derivatives were all because the dollar was a synthetic product. If the dollar was backed by gold, Wall Street would be still a very small business. Well, Wall Street now is going to be building its entire infrastructure onto the blockchain. And the blockchain they're choosing is Ethereum. So this is the 1971 moment where Wall Street is essentially capitalizing on tokenizing the entire world onto a blockchain. That's a huge opportunity.
For the record, I think that the consensus view that September will be bearish for crypto could be true, but actually might not be likely to be true. And sometimes max pain in bull markets is not being able to buy more as the price shoots up higher. And likewise, if I can comment on this, some people are saying that the consensus view now is that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin, so maybe Bitcoin will continue to outperform Ethereum. I actually would say I don't think this is the consensus view. Many people in crypto are used to being burnt and are saying, hey, all in Bitcoin, baby, all in. And I do agree, Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million someday, in my opinion, this decade. However, I think this could be Ethereum's cycle, not like hype, like in 2017 and 2021, but because Wall Street, treasury companies, so many institutions and entities are buying into Bitcoin and crypto. And after Bitcoin, Ethereum is one that actually, based on everything Ethereum does, like Ethereum is going to be bought up. Make sure you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. We put out one video every day, keeping you informed. Attention crypto traders, as you know, you can make more money trading crypto. You have your trading portfolio, you have your HODL portfolio, and for the traders out there, $100,000 is up for grabs for anybody who uses our link, makes an account on BitUnex, and starts trading. This is an exchange I like. The $100,000 bonuses won't be around forever. Take advantage while you can. I do truly think that what we're going to see from Ethereum this cycle has never been seen before, and it really, truly is because the US is opening up to crypto. Crypto is now 15 years old. It's, reached a point of no return, and the Ethereum Foundation and Vitalik are still supremely focused on making Ethereum the best it can be, and Wall Street is listening to this.
What is the one thing that you really want to get done well on Ethereum in the next 12 to 24 months?
For me, the one big thing that I hope that Ethereum can really do well on the application side is have a user experience that has good openness and security properties, but at the same time is very possible for anyone to use, right? So the thing that we don't want, I think, is we don't want the Ethereum nerd ecosystem that nobody understands how to use, and then separately the Ethereum grandma ecosystem where you're safe but you have no rights and you're kind of locked in, right? And really actually blending those in and making sure that users have access to both at the same time, have access to the ability to take more control over their account if they want to, but at the same time make it very easy for anyone in any position to get set up with an Ethereum account and participate in all kinds of applications. Really nailing down getting both. And if we do that, then I would be very happy.